cutting off your nose to spite your face for me. Saving money. But what are we saving money exactly for? Just pay the man. Pay Dakota Rain Prescott his money that he deserves. He's earned it.
I think that you do your homework. Skip, I just want someone to tell me the infatuation with Matthew Stafford.
Really?
He's been in the league. Skip, yeah, he has these numbers. And our good friend Detroit, Rob Parker, named him Matthew Pafford. Because if you look at
Matt, something about Stat Patford.
Yeah, Stat Pafford. Because he padded, I mean, you look at his numbers like he's the quickest to 30, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50, or I think he got 40,000 yards. But what does he have to show for it? 3 playoff appearances in, what, a decade with 0 playoff wins. Dak has been to 2 playoffs half the amount of time and got a playoff win. And don't pretend like, man, oh, he really have nobody. He had what I think 2 1,000-yard rushes in Joyce Bell and Reggie Bush. He had Megatron for 8, 9 years. He had the singing cowboy, Roy Williams. Golden Tate. So don't make it seem like Matthew Stafford hadn't had any offensive weapons, Skip, now. So I don't get it. I get it. You know, the arm talent, and he can throw from different platforms. He still can throw the ball 65, 70 yards, Skip. But I agree with O on this one. He has 2 years left on his deal. That's very
low money.
But you know what he's going to want.
What is it, 20 and 23?
Yeah. Because they gave the bulk of the money over the first 3 years. I think they gave him like $90 million over the first 3 years.
Yep.
So for me, Skip, they're going to have, if you think you're going to trade for him and he's going to play those 2 years at that number, you're crazy. But I believe Dak should be compensated for what he's done. But, hey, Cowboys, do your homework, and whatever you decide, I'll support.
All right. Before I go, back to you, Mr. Skandrick. I assume you've played against Matt Stafford?
I have, in the playoff game.
In the playoff game.
I think he's getting older. I think, you know, Dak's in the prime of his career. Dak is the model citizen. He's the perfect face of your franchise. He has embodied and embraced everything that you talk about being in the Dallas Cowboy, and I think you just reward him. I think there's been several players that have been paid before him, and Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, and it's just Dak's time. You know, I feel he should be paid.
Okay,
do you have that you've asked him to.
How much respect do you have for Matt Stafford's arm?
I have a lot of respect for Matt Stafford's arm, but these last few years he's been banged up and hasn't played 16 games.
I agree.
This is the first time Dak's missed a game.
Okay. Here's my lone issue with Dak Prescott. I am the biggest fan, but it feels like he and Jerry have clashed so hard that they've gone over the edge past the point of no return. I just have this sinking feeling they're never going to quite get on the same page because remember the Yahoo report that we talked again and again about, not this past year, but the year before, after the first 3 games, Dak was just on fire, you said, against garbage opponents, but it was, remember, the Giants in Washington and Miami. They were no good that year. But remember, Jerry said publicly after the opening game, we are imminent. Jerry wouldn't say a deal was imminent unless they had agreed on the money. It was just crossing a few T's and dotting a few I's, and all of a sudden, the new agent, Todd France, said, April Fool's, Jerry, we want more money. I don't know exactly how much they demanded. I'm pretty sure it was in the low 40s because they knew that Mahomes was going to get mid-40s, if not more, and that Deshaun was going to get up into the 40s. And they wanted at least in those ballparks. So have they... So has that ship sailed? It may be, because once you cross Jerry Jones, I don't care who you are or how valuable you might be as the face of the franchise. Sometimes it's just you can't get it back on the same page.
Right.
So they franchised him once. If they franchise him again for next year, it's over. He will be going because they're not going to pay him $53 million the next year, right? He will become a free agent. Okay, here's my only thought about Matt Stafford. I agree with all the points you made, the negative points. Here are the positive points. He grew up in a neighborhood called Highland Park. It's affluent. It's right there by SMU, just right in the middle of Dallas, Texas. I'm sure Orlando knows it well.
Yeah,
I know it very well. He grew up with Clayton Kershaw. They played baseball and football together, and he was a star quarterback for a school that has the richest tradition of football in the state of Texas. It's a mostly white school, but they have been like a white juggernaut for years and years. And I'm sure he's got a soft spot in his heart for, wouldn't he like to go home and finish at home? Would he give them some quote unquote hometown discount? Maybe. Okay, now I just throw at you real quick. Earlier this year on his weekly TV radio gig that he does, Aaron Rodgers, he raved about Matt Stafford out of the blue. He brought him up unannounced because they were talking about no-look passes. And he said, hey, the guy who, the dude, he said, who doesn't get enough credit is that number 9 in Detroit. He throws it in ways that that people don't talk about enough. He'll throw it any way from any arm angle, no look, underarm, sidearm, whatever he's going to do. He throws those passes. And then just the other day, Bruce Arians raved about Matt Stafford. I couldn't believe it. Bruce Arians said he's one of the few, first he said he's one of my all-time favorite guys, tough as nails, and that team knows that he's one of the few quarterbacks I go out early to watch warm up, just to watch him throw the football, because he said he's been one of the top 4 or 5 guys, and he's talking about throwing the football since he walked in the door in this league. Okay, well, don't underestimate his ability to throw it. To me, he's a better passer than Dak. Is he a better leader, a better winner? Well, to your point, no. Right. But can he spin the football?
Oh, he can spin. He can spin the football, and he throws a lot of wins away too, doesn't he? Oh,
absolutely. But turns the ball over a lot. But let's just don't even overthink this thing. Dak Prescott in his mid-20s, Matthew Stafford going into his mid-30s.
Well, he's 33.
And
yeah.
I sat in the office with Stephen Jones before, and he told me, when we talked about a contract, he said, we're not going to cut any corners. We know it's no cutting no corners and saving no money. We're going to use all the money that we have, to build the best team that we can to compete for a Super Bowl. I think this will be cutting a corner. I think you taking him, this will be cutting a serious corner, and this will set your franchise back for a long time.
And you
didn't give Zeke Elliott $100 million or $90 million to cut corners. You didn't give Amari Cooper $100 million to cut corners. You just need to get the deal done, pay this man. And the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones have never lost a player that they want to keep, ever.
Skip, the reason why Brady can play late into his career is that, with the exception of 2008, Brady never missed any time. Nope. He had no ticky-tack injuries. If you have ticky-tack injuries in your early 30s, how much? It's only a matter of time. You can't just keep having these injuries, missing time, and then all of a sudden, like, you know what? For the next 4 or 5 years, he's going to be totally healthy.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, is it possible that Matthew Stafford has been somewhat a victim of a sad sack franchise in Detroit that couldn't protect him or put enough help around him?
Absolutely, but he's a loser. Leave him where he's at. We don't want him, Skip.
Whoa, hold on. You keep on talking about sad sack. What about the Cowboys? What have the Cowboys been in the last 25 years?
Dak won a playoff game.
Oh, you hear him on? Now Dak won a playoff game. He just talked about Matthew Stafford spinning the ball, how B.A. said he could throw it, Aaron Rodgers.
I just hope that it's not over with Dak Prescott. He just signed with Anheuser-Busch and went right in the face of Jerry Jones because the official beer of the Dallas Cowboys is Coors.
Well, maybe he didn't want to drink the banquet beer. Okay. Maybe he wanted Anheuser-Busch.
I don't know, but it feels like they've gone to war.
Maybe he got some backdoor. Maybe he got a little.
Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Reggie White, and Deion Sanders are all signings that eventually brought their teams a Lombardi trophy. Brady is on the verge of doing the same in just his first season with the Buccaneers and at the age of 43. Shannon, is Brady the greatest free agent signing ever?
No. I mean, Peyton won 4 division titles in his 4 years there. Peyton won a Super Bowl and went to 2, won 1, and was an MVP through 37 touchdowns, 55 touchdowns, and through 39 touchdowns. So how, after only getting to the Super Bowl, is Tom Brady number 1? I would say Drew Brees, considering what Skip, Skip, you